Hey, what's up, guys? Let me set up this room real quick, and then we can get started. So today is Friday. Let me get David in this room.
Yo.
Yo, what's up, David? What's going on, man? You need trades?
Yeah, I had to turn off my volume. Do you hear my music?
Yeah, it's a little bit in the background.
Okay, let me turn that off. Oh, my headphones about to die anyway.
What was that?
So my headphones just died anyway.
Oh, they just died. Oh, I gotcha. I don't know how you do that, dude. How do you work with headphones on?
What's up? What'd you say?
I was saying I don't know how you do work with headphones on. I always get like that claustrophobic feeling where you feel like you can't hear anything, or like it's like too quiet around you, or maybe it's just the headphones I use because I use like these noise canceling headphones.
Oh yeah, no, mine ain't noise canceling.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, no, those are cool. Yeah, because like I used to use these when I was like studying for the bar, and whenever I put them on, it was weird because you couldn't hear anything around you.
Yeah, I know.
Space.
That's just Leia. My wife got the iPod Pros.
Oh, the big ones.
No, the
The
iPod
little
Pros,
earbuds,
but
right?
the Pros are noise canceling.
Oh yeah. I got those too, but you can turn them off.
Yeah, you can, but when they're on, dude, it's fucking nice.
Yeah, you can't hear anything, right? Like when I go to the gym and I have that on, dude, I can't hear anything around me. Like one time, this person was like yelling at me, like, "Hey, are you using those weights?" And I was like, "What?" And I took them off, and I was like yelling because it sounded like I wasn't really talking loud. Those are pretty good though.
I gotta go grab my son. Hold on.
All right, cool. I'm gonna send out this link. Oh, whoops! I sent out the wrong link. No, it's the right link. Here. Hey guys, how's it going? Let me finish setting up this room, send out this link, and then we should be good to go. Let me just grab this link real quick. Post it on the.
I put him in his walker and he's chilling.
Was he walking already?
In a walker, yeah.
Dang, how old is he?
6 months.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, now that makes sense. I was like, yeah, I feel like he was just born.
Yeah. He's 6 months now, man.
Yeah, I remember when he was born, you went missing for like a whole week. I was like,
Yeah. Shit's tough, man.
yeah, man, dad life, bro. Dad life for sure.
Yes, sir, man. Yes, sir.
All right, I got this link all set up.
Are you live?
Yeah, we're live right now.
Okay.
Let's post this up.
Let me see. No, it's not.
I think for the most part, everything's good. Let me just get this on the social media.
Sir, man. Yes, sir.
You got any plans for the weekend, David? Or you just getting ready to move?
Remember, like I said,
Oh yeah, you're going to your wife's mom's.
I gotta go to drive to South Carolina.
Yeah, dude. Man, good luck.
It's either gonna be me or the wife. We haven't. She might actually want to do it. So
Yeah. You're just gonna go solo, or if you did end up going.
Well, her mom's here right now.
Oh, gotcha.
Mom's here, so we will drive down together.
While you go.
What's that?
Yeah, so your wife would have stayed, or you would have stayed, and
Yeah, exactly. One of us stays back with the kids.
yeah. I hate doing long distance drives like that, like by myself. Well, I mean, like 4 hours is fine. I used to do those all the time when I was like in college. I go to Vegas, just me, or because I was living in San Diego when I was in law school. So all my friends are in LA, and they would go to Vegas, and I would have to meet them there. And dude, it would suck, like on the way back or the way there.
That's nothing, man. 4 hours.
Well, from San Diego, it's like 6. It's like farther down.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's right. You're coming from San Diego back then.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't horrible, but it's just the long drive solo. Sucks. I mean, it wouldn't matter now because I could just turn on the autopilot on my car and just like.
Oh, that's right. Fancy.
Yeah, that was how it was when I went to Arizona. It was so nice just hitting the autopilot all the way there.
Man, that sounds real good.
Let me get this going right here. All right, so let's see. Let's see who's in this room. Hey, good morning. Morning, Rick. Morning, Peter. Morning, Luis. Morning, Matt. Morning, Patricia. Morning, Akeem. Morning, Portia. Morning, Utik. So today's going to be kind of a slow day today. It is Friday, so the market is going to close in a couple hours. So this session's probably going to be somewhat short. It's not going to be all that long, unless you guys have a lot of questions. If you guys have a lot of questions, you guys can put them in the chat and I can answer them. But otherwise, I think this session overall is going to be kind of short because there's not really much for us to look at, and we just don't want to hold trades too late into the session where we might be making some risky trades.
Hey, do you still have that GU trade I marked up on the 4 hour?
No, I took it off when you
did.
Yeah, I saw it drop though. Yeah, I took it off when you said that you switched over to the buy.
Oh, gotcha. Dang.
Let me get this over real quick. All right, cool guys. So let me go ahead and take a look at the questions and see what we got here. Louis said, good morning, up 1K already. Yeah, so you guys must have been scalping that US 30, right? Because I did see you guys did send me your profits overnight. So everyone that sent me their profits overnight, looks like all of them made profits off of US 30. Let me just fix this real quick, guys. I'll show you guys the profits too. Let me just get it. There, you can unmute yourself. I'm just gonna mute the chat so it doesn't get all loud in here. All right, guys, good morning. So I was just talking about US 30. So like everyone who sent me their profits last night, I think they were mostly US 30 profits. Salim sent me his profits. He took a US 30 sell scalp for 326 profit. Joey over here took a buy. So you guys were trading in both directions. Salim took a sell. Joey took a buy. He made 426 off US 30 last night. Yeah, he said I just hit a nice buy scalp on US 30. Dylan over here as well. He was trading the DAX for a sell. Took some risky trades, but they played out perfectly, so that's great. And lastly, or a couple other people here, I think, Joey locked in a little more. Also, Cheryl over here locked in about 1,930. She was scalping DAX 30, UK 100. I think that's it. DAX 30, UK 100 on both of her accounts. So she has two different accounts. One account she made 1,900. The other account she made 990. And I think lastly, Joey over here locked in about 1,289, scalping US 30 in both directions. So it looks like there were a couple good scalps last night. Obviously I didn't take them. I don't scalp I don't even trade during London because I'm asleep during that time. But it looks like everyone kind of went in both directions, which is pretty good. So let me go ahead and check the chat and see what else is going on over here. Nice. Luis only trades ES. Luis, what's the ES alternative? Is it S&P or is it a US 30? I don't think it's US 30, is it? Because I know US 30 is like YM, and then I think S&P is like SPY, right? Or I could be wrong. Honestly, I don't know. I don't trade the futures. I was looking at ES. The ES is on a trade station. That's one of the indices, or I guess features, that I was thinking about trading, but I'm not sure. All right, let me check real quick and go up to the top and see what else we have here. So let's see. Oh, Akeem's asking who's that talking. Good morning. Yeah, Akeem, that's David. David's talking in the background. I don't think he's on right now. He's kind of muted. But that is David that's talking in the background. He's been like hosting the co-hosting the session with me this week since he has some time off. But I think this is just going to be this week. He's going to go back to work, unfortunately, next week.
I go back to work next Thursday.
Next Thursday. Oh, so you got
Yeah.
less time then. Yeah.
Yeah. Right now I'm going back and forth. I got my kids at home, so I'm running back and forth with them in the computer right now.
Yeah, no, I feel you. Yeah, David still got his daddy duties to go, even though he doesn't have work. Let me see if there's anything else here real quick. All right, so Utik wants me to take a look at GBP USD and get feedback, please. So yeah, I'll look at GU right now. We're not going to trade this market right now anyways, because it's still an opening candle at 6:30. So we'll be waiting for this to smoothen out, and I'll come back and look at it. So let's take a look at GU first for Utik. So Utik, I'm going to go ahead and delete everything off the chart, and then we'll analyze this from scratch to see what's going on with GU. And just keep in mind, guys, that the USD pairs, they're all going to be really erratic today, or maybe, well, they've been erratic this whole week, but today especially because of the stimulus. I'm not sure if Biden signed it yet, but he was supposed to sign it either today or tomorrow. So if he signed it, or if I know it was like hints of him wanting to or not wanting to sign it, then that would have affected the market, because I did see the US dollar just gaining strength randomly overnight, and that's probably because of the new stimulus that is supposed to be signed into by Biden today or tomorrow. I know he has by the end of the weekend, but I'm sure he's going to do it by today or tomorrow. He's not going to do it on the weekend, so he'd probably do it today. So let me go ahead and Ivan said he signed it yesterday. Did he sign it? I know they passed it to him yesterday when we were online, but I don't know if he actually signed it. Let me just check real quick. Stimulus. Oh, I guess he did sign it. Yeah. So that's why we saw this big spike in the U.S. dollar over here, because when he signed it, the U.S. dollar would gain in strength temporarily, but I think it's gonna weaken. So yeah, third stimulus check, you can get it as soon as this weekend. President Biden signed it on Thursday. Okay, thanks, Ivan. Thanks for confirming that. So that's why we see this big spike in the DXY right here, because I guess it happened. What was it, like yesterday afternoon? So you can see this big spike in price right here, right? This, because it's just a small little. I mean, it's what it is what it is. A stimulus, right? So they're stimulating the economy, pushing it up. But as they stimulate the economy, they're gonna have to print more money out, right? So as they print more money out, the dollar is gonna come right back down. So that's why we see this spike in the US dollar here. If you guys understand how the index works, this is the dollar index. So this indicates the strength of the US dollar. So if the US dollar is in strength, then the USD is going to go in this direction. Like a pair that's paired with USD, price is going down. That indicates that the second currency is stronger than the first currency, right? Which is the US dollar. Vice versa, if price is going up, that's going to indicate that the first currency is stronger than the second currency. So because of the stimulus getting passed yesterday, that's why it's dropping right now. But I think it's going to swing back up. It's just, it's a temporary little push. But I'll go ahead and analyze this from scratch to show you guys, exactly what I look for here. So the first thing I do is I turn on the K²SR indicator so I can identify the zones. So I'll go ahead and draw these zones on the chart for you guys so you guys can see where to trade and where not to trade. So we got that right there. Got that right there. I'm going to go ahead and close that. And then we have some perfect rejection. So you guys can see I drew these zones just now, and you guys can see price broke into the zoned area on February 9th. And it's just been bouncing around here very, very nicely, right? Very, very smooth moves. Price come up, retest, come back up, retest, come back up, retest, come back up, reversal, right? So if you guys have these zones drawn up, you guys can see how easy it is to identify these charts, right? To identify market structure. This is one thing that a lot of people get wrong. They identify incorrect market structure because there's so many different areas for them to draw their zones. And if you guys have the K2SR indicator, it clears like literally everything up. So looking at this here, we'll zoom into this area because this is where it's important. We'll turn on the momentum indicator right here, and I'll show you what I'm looking for. So right here, I turn on the momentum indicator. We have a sell bias right here, right? So we have a rejection from the structure. We have a sell signal right here and a breaking close past the structure, right? When this happens, price generally pushes down to the next structure right here. So as price is at this point, price can do one of two things. Price can either reject off this point and shoot back up, or it can break through it and continue down further, right? So these are the two scenarios that can play out. So first things first, if price breaks through here and closes below this structure right here, then you can take a sell. You know, vice versa, if price ends up swinging above here and closes above this structure, then you can take a buy. And that's the confirmation that we'd be looking for right here. UTIC. So, you know, for GU right here, we'd be looking for price to either break above here or break below here. And I'll show you an example of, you know, what I mean by this. So like, for example, right here, you can see price comes down to this area. See how the same rejection from this area right here, right? So rejection from this area right here, buy signal. And see how I mentioned right here, if price broke above the structure, buy signal, if we got a buy signal there, it would match the same pattern. So I'll zoom in a little bit so you guys can see better. For example, right here, rejection, rejection, buy signal. We'd be waiting for that buy signal right here. And then we want price to break and close past the structure right here. So if price breaks structure right here, look what happens. It pushes up to the next structure, right? If price breaks structure right here, that's why I was indicating to take a buy, because if price ends up breaking structure, we can ride that to the next structure up here, just like what happened right here. Vice versa, it happens in both ways. It doesn't just work for buys, it works for sells as well. So looking at this right here, there's a rejection right here. There's a sell signal right here. And then when price breaks and closes past the structure, what happens from this point? It comes down here, right? It's the same thing. So you can analyze this and identify it for a buy, and you can analyze it for a sell as well. It works in both directions. It's just you want to wait and confirm what happens after this candle, because price is currently right here. Price can easily reject off it, provide a buy signal and break above and shoot up, right? That's for the buy. Vice versa, if price ends up, because of the rejection right here, sell signal, as soon as it broke and closed past the structure, which can happen right here or even up here, this will continue back down, right? So that's where we would take the sell. We would take the sell either here, or we would take the sell down here. So just keep that in mind, guys. Remember to keep trading simple and don't overcomplicate it, because you guys can see here that I've identified this pattern that literally just happened last month, like almost exactly a month ago. See, February 11 right here, this is where the move started, and we're in March 11 right here. So by March 12, we'll be in the same zone where it was right here in February, right? This is February 12. This is March 12. So the pattern could just repeat itself. It can bounce up and shoot back up, or it can bounce below and shoot down. So just keep that in mind, guys. And that's pretty much my analysis for GU. But I wouldn't really enter this right now. It is Friday. The market's going to close in about 12 hours, or not 12 hours, 6 hours. I was trying to calculate the time from now. So in about 6 or 7 hours, the market's going to close. There's no point in you really trading this right now, because I don't see it moving very much, unless there's like a news event that that would cause it to push, which there isn't, right? Everything's done right now. They've already announced the Canadian unemployment change, employment change and unemployment rate. And that's about it for today. Unless I see something here on CNBC, there isn't really much for us to look at aside from the stimulus getting passed yesterday. So yeah, other than that, I think that's about it for GU. Let me go down the list and see if there's any other questions as we continue on. Okay, gotcha, Luis. Yeah, thanks for confirming. That's what I was thinking too. I figured that ES was the SPY future. Let's see, Mark said, Shawn, I like the bulls and bears spinning. Oh yeah, no, definitely. Thanks, bro. Yeah, I've had this behind my back. I don't think you guys have ever really noticed it, because it's I'm usually sitting, but I'm standing right now. I had a had an interview with one of this other trading company yesterday. So I started using my standing desk, and I forgot that this desk rises because I haven't used it in a while. But yeah, I definitely mark. It's pretty cool. It helps me determine, whether I'm going to be bearish on this side or if I'm going to be bullish on this side. So it reminds us, right? Reminds us every morning. Well, how are we going to trade US 30 today? Are we going to be bullish or are we going to be bearish? But yeah, no, definitely. Let's see if there's anything else. Yeah, no problem, you take. Glad I can answer your question. Let's see if there's anything else for us to look at here. All right, so I think that's it for these questions right here. Let me see if there's anything else. I think that's about it. So I'll go and take a look at US 30, see if there's any, wow, look at this big spike here for US 30, right? So we got, looks like price just recovered up, right? People just ended up getting screwed again because look at, let's look at the sentiment. I was watching the sentiment. It was set like 80%, guys. So like, it's the same thing that we've been talking about. They, for US 30, they just give people, some hope right here that they think it's going to drop. And then as soon as people have that, they let enough people win, they just shoot all the way back up. So just think about all the people here who entered those sells. They probably just got screwed right now because this pushed up 2,400 pips, and that's a big push. So I can even show you guys, like, because like I mentioned, if you guys have been sitting in on my sessions this week, it's an easy way to determine where the liquidity is going to be. If like something like this is playing out where so many people are short and price just keeps dropping, right? So you just got to figure out where the suckers are trading, right? That's like the easiest term to put it. Because basically, by suckers, we're talking about people that are trying to buy the dip. Buy the dip when, or no, not buy the dip. They're trying to sell the move because they think that all these people are going to sell, right? Because so many people are selling, and they need to push price down a certain amount so that people keep selling. Because if they keep pushing it up, like check this out. If you look at US 30 for the entire week, people have been selling since Sunday. The sentiment has been super high since Sunday, right? So they just keep pushing people up and closing them out. If they don't let anybody win, nobody's going to trade this, right? All the retail traders are just going to stop trading it because they're like, damn, we just got burnt this whole week. It's pushed how long? It's pushed like well over 10,000 pips almost. So, with that said, that's a big move for 1 week, or actually farther than that. Let's see. Oh, okay. So this is actually the 8th right here. So this is Sunday. This entire week, US 30's pushed up about almost 1,400 pips, or no, 14,000 pips. So, if they keep pushing it up and people keep losing, then people aren't going to want to trade this, right? And you need retail traders to bring up liquidity, because if just the banks and institutions are trading, they're not going to make any money off each other. They want to make money off the retail trader. So they keep pushing it up. And you can look at the sentiment here. All the retail traders have been short literally all week. So what they do here is they give them a little, I call it a gimme. They give them a little gimme where they give them some profit right here. Then they stop some people out. Then they give some more people some profit. And they make it seem like US 30 is going to drop, right? Which it's not going to drop yet because there's too many shorts. If there's so many shorts here, they're not going to make money by dropping price. So that's why they let price come down to a certain area, like right here. Let me just go back and replay this. So like this would be a key point right here, right? Because you can see that this is where price broke structure, it consolidated, and then it shot up. So it came back here again to test it. And what I could see is what people would do, they put a buy limit here, right? Or no, a sell, what is it? A sell limit. Because when price breaks structure right here, this is something that a lot of people are looking for. They're looking for price to break structure, and then they enter like a short position right here. And the way that I measure where people's stop losses are is I go by whole number. So I go to 500 pips. So let's go to like 500, and I'll show you like how it plays out here. If you guys have been watching all my sessions this week, I've kind of gone over this. It's a speculative analysis, but it works. Like it works in certain situations where the sentiment is super high. Like this is way too high to be taking any short position. So for example, here, I'll identify where I see people stop losses at, right? So right there, 500, I'll go to 1,000 right there. And then I'll go to 1,500. Right there. And then maybe 2,000. It's kind of high, but I'll mark it up and I'll show you guys what I mean by this. Like, I'm sure you guys have heard of stop loss hunts before, right? So this is like you identifying where the stop loss hunts are going to be at. So basically, if people enter sells right here, their stop losses are going to be located in these vicinities right here. So when price reaches that area, like right here, it's going to catch liquidity because it's going to trigger all the stop losses in that area, and it's going to push price even higher. And then once it reaches this one, it's going to do the same thing. It's the same pattern that just keeps repeating itself. So looking at this here, you can see price slowly goes up as soon as it reaches. So you can see it comes back down. It gets close to it because you guys can tell, right? Like when you're entering a trade sometimes and price goes up, you enter a sell and it gets really close to your stop loss and you're like praying that, oh, it's going to come back down in your direction, but you really don't know. What happens is they fake you out. They drop it to give you some hope. And then when you least expect it, it hits the stop loss and then it comes down. And then what happens here is people are like, oh, it's just bad luck. You know, they enter the trade because this happens all the time where it like barely triggers your stop loss. And then you're like, oh, my stop loss is too tight. So then you re-enter the trade. And as soon as that you do that, it comes right back up and it hits liquidity. And then once it does that, look what happens from here. Comes back up, hits liquidity again. And this is where the stop loss hunt really starts to move. So you can see right here, as soon as price hits that stop loss area, it pushes up even higher and higher, hits this one because the liquidity is so fast, right? All the stop losses are here. So it pushes it up. It pushes it up really quickly, hits here, and then it just keeps doing the same thing. Comes back down, shoots all the way back up. Look at that liquidity. As soon as it hit the stop loss area, it shoots up even higher. See, and then that's where price currently is now. And then it's probably going to hit that. And then when it hits that, some more liquidity upwards. So if you guys watch my analysis this entire week, I've been drawing this in a bunch of areas. Let me see if I have a drawing here. I drew a couple of these. So like this right here. When I drew this right here, I drew these liquidity areas like literally the entire week. And you can see it did the same pattern. This is from yesterday, March 11th at 9 p.m. So I drew these during yesterday's live session. And I mentioned when price was to reach this liquidity area, it was going to push up to the next one, then the next one, then the next one, right? And then it came back down and it just repeated itself, doing the same thing over and over again. So just keep that in mind, guys. But yeah, for the most part, it's, you know, it's pretty much just messing with people because the sentiment is so low. 79% people are short. Now it's 77. So you can see how this number changes, right? Whenever this number changes, it's because people are getting stopped out of the trade or they're just pulling out because they're getting scared. So 79%. And I think once it hit this like stop loss area right here, more people just got kicked out of the trade, right? And it's just going to keep pushing and pushing and pushing until this number decreases. So I wouldn't be safe to take any sells until this number probably drops to maybe below 70%, maybe like 69, 68, somewhere around there. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much for US 30 right there. Let me go ahead and check the, oh, I think the zone's already fine. Let me just, so I think this is good right here. Let me just turn on the pivots. All right, so there's no entries right now. I'll set an alert for the pivots so that when it does come down, I can take a look. What the heck? I give me that alert. Oh, I turned it on wrong. There we go. Pivots. All right, cool. Let me check what else we got here. Mark mentioned, because the market is so choppy on Friday, is it wise to trade unless you're scalping? Well, I don't even trade at all on Friday, Mark. So I don't think it's wise to trade at all. But I mean, if you were to trade, I would scalp. I wouldn't intraday trade because the market's going to close in like 7 hours. So it's not really much time for you to trade intraday. It's just gonna market's gonna slow down around, I think like around 10, like 9, 10, because it's like lunchtime for everyone, right? And on Wall Street, and by that time they're just gonna call it a day because it is Friday. Mitchell mentioned, I think it's going to 32,700. Probably not, or I don't know, maybe it possibly could, but that's just a speculative move. Unless you have some sort of analysis for that, then it's all speculative, right? Because this is going to be the high right here. So once price reaches this point right here, this is going to be the high. Once price reaches this point, price can do one of two things. It can either push up or it can reject off and come back down. So there's really no telling what's going to happen from here. And yeah, so Mark Mitchell said, why not buy until 32,700? Well, I wouldn't buy because I don't have analysis for that buy, right? This is all speculative. Like we can identify where the stop losses are, but there's no guarantee that this is where the stop losses are. This is just speculation. And, you know, speculation sometimes plays out, which it has this week, but there's no guarantee it's going to push up. You know, you're just gambling at that point. You might as well go to a casino if you're going to gamble off this, because there's no guarantee unless you have some sort of, you know, some sort of analysis indicating that price is going to get to that point. Then, like, I don't even know where you got that number from. Where'd you get the number 32,700 from? Because if you're looking at quarter points, the quarter point would be at 750 up here. Like, I know it's a whole number, but I'm not sure like where you got that specific number from, Mitchell. Like if you have a specific strategy where you identified this is like the price point, then yeah, then you know it would be good. But I think the quarter point would be up here. So, and it is Friday, so just keep this in mind, Mitchell. Like I'm not trying to like you know, knock your idea, but it is Friday, so volatility is going to die down a little bit. It's just gonna like slow down. And if the last thing, this is the last thing that you want to happen, the last thing you want to happen, Mitchell, is like enter this trade like right here, right? Because you're like, oh, let's just write it up. If you enter the trade right here for a buy, and then this is probably what's going to happen, and then it's just going to go sideways like all day, and then Sunday happens, and then it just comes dumping down, right? This would probably be a good idea if you did it during the week, like on Monday or Tuesday or something like that. But I think right now it's risky because it is Friday, and we're gonna see the market die down a bit. So I personally wouldn't take it. If you want to take it, Mitchell, good luck. I'll be praying for you. Just kidding, but I just don't. I wouldn't take it. It's just too because there's too many factors here, right? The all-time high right here is a factor because they might not push it above it today. They might push it above it maybe tomorrow, or not even tomorrow, maybe Sunday or Monday. But I don't necessarily see a push coming unless there's like a news event. Like if there's something that's really pushing market, then yeah, we would see it. But I don't think there's really much news causing volatility aside from a bunch of speculation that you know, price is going to keep going up. And another thing too is that the shorts are starting to decrease. It was like 80%, now it's 77. Yeah, no, Mitchell City, I'm not going to enter any trades. Yeah, I agree. I probably wouldn't. Oh gosh, okay, yeah. So you guys used the fib extension. No, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense now where you came with that idea. I personally don't use the fib, so I wouldn't even know what to look at. But you know, just thinking about what David would have used for this, see where the fib extension's at. Yeah, I guess because I don't use fibs at all, so I don't know like where you guys would draw the fibs from, but I'm assuming it would probably be, I don't know, I guess right here. Nah, that doesn't really show that price that you guys are looking for. I think you're probably using this maybe. Let's see, where would you draw the other fib? I'm just trying to line it up with the price point that you guys are referring to. 32,700. Yeah, honestly, I don't know. I don't use the fibs, so I don't know like where you guys would draw them from. But I personally, if that's what you guys are identifying as the price point for 32,700, then yeah, I guess it looks like it could play out. But who knows? It's just a risky trade. But all right, so let me go through the Forex pairs real quick. I'm just gonna see if there's anything that we could possibly take, you know, last minute for market close. So there's a couple trades here that were possibly available. This one right here for odd CAD. Reason I didn't call it is because it is Friday. So we have a rejection, sell signal to break and close past structure right here. So this would have been a sell, but I didn't take it because it is Friday. Market's gonna close soon, and I wouldn't want to hold this, you know, into the weekend. So JPY, this looks like it would have, wait, this was our trade, sorry. I was like, this looks like it would have hit TP, but it did hit TP because it was our, it was the odd JPY buy that I called. Did I give you guys an update for that? Let me check. Odd JPY. Oh yeah. So that's the trade that I called yesterday. So I did hit TP right there. I'll just leave it. There's no point in me taking it off. There's another entry here that was possibly available. There's a rejection from this point. Buy signal right here. Breaking close past structure right here. And then yeah, this would have rode up. But yeah, I didn't call that trade. There was a couple of decent trades that appeared overnight, but I just didn't call them because it is Friday. And I know a lot of you guys do FTMO, so you guys can't even trade on Friday, which makes sense, right? So that's why I wasn't trying to tempt you guys to enter these trades that were risky and that kind of could have affected your market. I mean, your FTMO. So here for EG, another entry. There's a rejection buy signal, broken close past structure right there. I didn't call that either though. I'm just marking up what has appeared since then. EJ right here, rejection. Or actually, yeah, let me just delete this. Rejection. The buy signal comes over here because it consolidates. Buy signal right here, breaking close past structure right here. And obviously same situation, long right there, and still technically active. Other than that, again, right here for GCAD, same pattern. We look for the same pattern every single time, guys. So if you guys have been watching my live sessions, I trade one way every single day. And that's what I mean about simplifying trading. Like if you find one strategy that works all year round, you guys can literally just rinse and repeat it. Just make sure that it's consistently profitable, right? Like it actually hits. So for you guys here who have been part of K2 for a while, you guys already know the strategy. This is the same strategy I use literally every day for Forex and the snipes for indices, obviously. But the snipes can be used here as well. All right, so I think that's it for these Forex pairs. Not really much for us to look at. After this, I'll take a look at so this is the UCAD trade that we were talking about yesterday. We probably should have entered it. It looks like it's gonna hit TP off that. Mitchell's asking, do you do FTMO? Yep, of course, bro. Of course. Been doing FTMO since last year. So I've been with them since May of 2020. All right, let's see, USD JPY. Yeah, most of us here do FTMO. I mean, I use it only for US 30. I trade Forex with my Forex.com account still because I can trade it directly on TradingView. But for FTMO, we all do FTMO here. So, I mean, if you look at everyone's profits, you can kind of tell who's using FTMO because if it says .cash, they're using FTMO. Like Salim over here, he locked in 326 off that, 426 off that for Joey. Dylan over here, JER 30, this would be the FTMO number as well, 415. Or actually, sorry, that's not. This is his personal account because it doesn't have .cash. So he's using his personal. Cheryl over here, she's locking about 1,900. They all have .cash after them. So if they have .cash, they're usually FTMO. But not everyone here uses FTMO. Like Billy over here. No, this is .cash. That is FTMO, 1,500. CT over here, .cash, 900. Like most people here do FTMO, but not everyone does. Like I think one of the main people that don't do FTMO here is like Tam. So Tam locks in her own profits on her personal account. Who else does FTMO here? Yeah, this is like Kenton's his personal because ECN. And let's see. Yeah, same with William over here. You can see that some people use their personal, some people use FTMO, but a lot of people here use FTMO. Let's see, this is like Marcus's personal. Oh, Patricia uses her personal too. So this doesn't have, like you can see people make big profits on FTMO and not FTMO. Like Patricia over here, she just has US 30. So this is her Hugo's Way account. She made like 3,000, I think the other day on her Hugo's Way. So there's people making big profits both on FTMO and both on their personal. It just, it just depends on what they, on, whatever they're trading. So Mitchell's asking, how do I get started and what are the benefits? So you get started by going on the website, ftmo.com. And well, you should probably just look it up yourself. If you don't know what the benefits are, they're a funding company. So you trade their money, that you keep 70% of the profits, and that's pretty much it. It's not really there's really nothing to, I mean, I don't know what's a bigger benefit for you. Like what's bigger than trading risk free, right? Because you're not trading your own money, you're trading their money, and you keep 70% of the profits. So like, I don't know, is this FTMO brand new to you? Because you asked about FTMO, so I figured you probably knew something about it or you had an idea, but you're asking what are the benefits? I mean, the main benefits, you're trading risk free because you just trade their money, you keep profit at the end of the month. And I don't see what else would be a bigger benefit than that. It's basically risk-free trading. So if you want to go on the website, I mean, if you have a more detailed question, I can answer it, but I mean, that's the biggest benefit of it. Just, I don't know what else would be a bigger benefit than that. I mean, the con of it is you're not keeping all your profits, but you're also not risking all your money. So you don't have that risk involved, and you can make thousands of dollars, per trade without risking thousands of your own dollars. So I think that'd probably be the biggest benefit. But other than that, that'd probably be the biggest benefit and the biggest con. The biggest con is you don't keep 100%. And then the biggest benefit is that you're not risking your own money. So that's pretty much it for FTMO. Oh, gotcha. Okay, Mitchell. Yeah, no, because it seemed like you know what it was when you asked about FTMO. But I mean, the biggest benefit is just you're not trading your own money. Because and you could trade like you don't have to really worry about your trades. It's not your own money. You can kind of just trade however you want, and you can take bigger lot sizes. So that's probably the main thing. But all right, let me check this real quick. So it looks like US 30 it established a new all-time high. So here's the new all-time high. And it looks like it's probably going to keep pushing up even higher. I'll just mark this up right here. This is what Mitchell was looking at, 32,700. This would be the area right here where, so I think if it pushes up for a retest, so if price reaches the same area a second time, it's going to hit liquidity. Or I think liquidity is probably going to be above here. This is where everyone has their stop losses at. Here, let me see. I'm just going to map it from here to 50. Okay, so this is the next area of liquidity. Let me just 32,696. 32,696. All right. So prices will reach this area. It's probably going to come down for a retracement and then possibly shoot back up, trace down from here, and then shoot back up from there. But we'll see. This would be the area of liquidity. If this happens, this will probably hit Mitchell's price point that he was mentioning earlier, 32,700. Here, let me see if there's anything else. So I'll look at the other indices here and see if there was anything else that we could have taken. But, like I mentioned, today's Friday, market's starting to slow down. So if you guys have questions, this would probably be the best time for you guys to ask me, because I think next week, once the market picks back up, we're going to be back in a full swing, and I'm not going to really have time to answer your guys' questions since I'm going to be more focused on our trading. Let's see. But yeah, I'll go back and answer your questions in a little bit, Mitchell. I'll for FTMO. I just wasn't sure how detailed you wanted my response to be, because everyone here kind of knows what it is, and it's kind of, it's basic to understand what it is. It's just a funding company where you trade their money, and then you keep a percentage of it at the end of the month. You keep 70%, which is not bad, for the risk they're taking by letting you trade their account. That's I think it's a fair exchange. Mitchell's asking, how can I join your group chat? So Mitchell, let's go on the website, k2trades.com. Just click on unlock your free access right here. And then when you go through this, it'll bring you to the free intro course, which is completely free. And then they'll give you the links to all of our groups, because we have a lot of group chats here. So it'd be hard for me to give you all these links. So you just sign up here, and we have about like 6 or 7 groups. So if you want to go join that, you guys can. There's a different group for everything. There's a group for, just main trade alerts. There's a group for indices. There's a group for options. There's a group for stocks. There's a group for everything. So if you want to join that, feel free. And it's right here. Just go on the website, click unlock your free access, and then you can get access to it. So let me see if there's anything else here real quick. So this is the Aussie 200. I'm not sure if anyone traded this last night. But I called it a week yesterday. I mean, I stopped trading yesterday because of, all of the unusual market movements, but I don't really see any entries here that are available right now. Market's just been choppy all week, guys. So it's not really, If you guys think you're doing something wrong, you're probably not. It's just, the market's choppy. Because I've heard I've had a lot of people ask me questions, thinking that they've been applying the strategy wrong. The thing is, the market's just super choppy this week. Like, you can see these weird movements, right? Basically, for something like this, it swings up, and then look at this like consolidation. Look how long it consolidates down here. It just doesn't move at all. And it should be moving like this, because when price is moving like this, it's easier to catch these entries. But when it's just consolidating, there really isn't much for you to take advantage of, right? Right, here's the Spain 35. So we got zone up here. Just trying to see if there's any entries that people would probably take. So there's a couple entries here, I guess, that were available. So let's see if I take this off. I guess there's there's entries in both directions. I don't trade the Spain 35. I know William does. I've seen his profits. Let me see what else William trades, because I know he trades like everything. After he saw me analyze all of the indices, he kind of took advantage of it and just decided to trade everything. Yeah, so William trades the Dow 30, DAX 30, UK 100, NASDAQ, China 50. He trades literally everything. So he's one of the few people that trades the Spain 35, I believe. Where is it at? I think it was his profits from the other day. But I think he does trade this. So he might have taken this trade here. I'm not sure if he took it, William. But there was one entry that's available right here, which would be technically active right now, right there. And there's another one right here for a sell, which would have been active right here as well. So it just depends on, where your TP stop loss is. I'm not even sure what the sweet spot is. If the sweet spot was about 20 pips or 200 pips, I guess, 20 points, this would have hit your TP as well down there. So I guess it just depends on how far your TP stop loss is for the most part. But yeah, let's keep moving down this list here. The French 40, no entries there. The DAX 30. So this is one that you guys were trading last night. I think Dylan was trading this. So let's see. Damn, I don't know how you traded this, Dylan. This is a choppy market. I guess if you traded it last night, so it would make sense trading it over here. I probably wouldn't have traded it down here because it just was consolidation and choppiness. But if you traded it up here, looks like there was actually like quite a few entries, even up here as well. So if I turn this off right here, you can see that, because I was trying to figure out which trades Dylan took, because he took a couple right here. He's the only person I saw trade the DAX last night. He took a sell for 415. So he made profit off the DAX twice. Actually, Cheryl made some profit off it too. So both you and Cheryl did make profit off the DAX for sells. So just identifying this, I'm trying to look at, what you took here. So it looks like you probably took, let's see. So it looks like you probably might have taken this sell here. So there's one sell that was up here. And if you guys are familiar with the snipe strategy, we look for the rejection off the pivot and the structure. So if you took that sell right there, it looks like, Dylan, this is where you guys would have taken your TP off there, full TP right there. And then again, same situation right here. There's more entries, right? So there's one entry up there. There's another entry right here. There's a couple more entries right here as well. So there's 3 different entry points right here. You could have taken sells right here, and right here. So either way, if you took any of these sells, you would have made full TP there. You would have made full TP there, or you would have made full TP right there as well. So I'm not sure which one you guys took. Looks like you guys took a couple. Let's see. Dylan took 2 trades here, both different price points at 145.09, which would have been, lower. So you took it on the lower end right here. So you took that trade down there. You took the last little bit of it, right? And Cheryl over here, she took her trades at, the pricing's way different. Oh no, okay. 14,523. So yeah, you guys took them at different points. Cheryl took these trades up here while Dylan took these trades down here. So you guys took trades on both entry points. So nice work off that, guys. I wish I took them, but I didn't. Market was moving kind of weird. Obviously, once it got down here, it's just straight consolidation. I probably would have traded in this whole area right here. But you guys did catch these nice moves above here. So nice work off that. Yeah, no problem, Mitchell. Yo, what's up, Mercibah? Haven't seen you in a while, bro. How you been? I'm assuming you were busy with work, right? Because you said you got that new job. So that's probably where you've been, or you've been chilling, reading those trade psychology books. So yeah, guys, if you guys want to read, there's a couple of trade psychology books that I think I sent here in the room. Was it like Trading in the Zone? I think I shared it with you guys here. Yeah, so if you guys search the premium group, there's we shared Trading in the Zone with you guys all throughout here. There's just a whole bunch of oh, there we go. There's another book there for Sam. So I think all you guys shared Trading in the Zone. If you guys want to read that book, if you guys have trouble with your trading psychology, that's like one of the good books to read. I have the actual book too. If you guys want it, I'll send you the PDF. Just let me know, or you guys can just search in the chat because I've sent it here before. You just need to search through the chat. You guys can find it. So let me see if there's anything else here. So that's it for the DAX. It's going to say right here, everything's kind of consolidating, right? So you can see here, price is pushing up. But if you look at price currently right now, it's just going sideways. It's not really doing anything. So when price is moving like that, we generally don't want to enter those trades because you'll get caught in spikes in price. UK 100 right here, there's no entries that were available last night. S&P, nothing either. You guys can see here, it's just choppy, right? It's just going sideways. So I wouldn't mess with any of this stuff. It's just been, everything's just going sideways. Mercedes said, good. Been working a lot lately. Haven't had time to get into them books too much yet. Been analyzing fundamentals, but came through today because I had the day off. Nice, bro. Yeah, good to have you here, bro. I haven't talked to you in a while. I was wondering where you've been at. All right, so S&P over here. I'm not sure if you guys took some trades last night. Looks like it doesn't look like there was any trades last night anyways. So nothing there. And then nothing this morning either. Everything's kind of just going sideways. We'll go back to UK 100 or NASDAQ actually. I know some of you guys traded the NASDAQ last night, probably CT. Dude loves the NASDAQ. So it looks like there were, there were a couple entries last night. Let's see. Let's go over this right here and I'll show you guys. I don't think there's anything down here, so there's not really any point for us to identify. But just looking at this here, I think this would be the only entry that was available last night. So if I zoom in from this point, you can see that this red candle or this red candle right here would have been an entry. We had a rejection point from this right there. See that wick rejection off that red candle? We have a rejection off the red pivot and the structure. So with that said, enter a short position right here, and straight to full TP, obviously, for depending on how far you put your TP stop loss. This is where it this is where you would have taken that trade. US 30 is still bouncing up. US 30 is still pushing right now as we speak. Yeah, definitely. Merciful said I have been on Telegram trying to see what the results were like this week. This was a slow week, Merciful, so you probably didn't miss out on much. Like we were live every day, but we didn't really trade all that much. We were kind of just hanging around and watching how the market was moving, but not necessarily actively trading like how we have been the past couple of weeks or so. Mitchell said, yeah, I started an internship and it seems like I can't trade as much. How would you say to balance work and trading? Realistically, Mitchell, there's no really problem with balancing, right? It's really up to you. If you really want to trade, you'll make time for it. Like before I became a full-time trader, I just became a full-time trader like last March. Before I was a full-time trader, I was an attorney. So I was working as an attorney like 10 hours a day, but I was still trading every single day. Like that's how K2 started. I was calling signals out of my office as an attorney, like literally throughout the day. Whenever I had any free time, I pulled up the charts and I would call trades, right? Because I really like trading. If you really have a passion for trading, you'll make time for it. If you don't make time for it, it's just an excuse. Because there's 24 hours in a day, bro. Like everyone has the same 24 hours, and it just depends on how you use it, right? Like just because you have an internship or you have a job, it doesn't make a difference. If you work during the day, you can trade at night. If you work at night, you can trade during the day. If you work all day, you can trade in between your lunch hour. You can trade in the morning. You can trade during your small little 10-minute breaks. If you really like trading, you'll make time for it. That's all I'm saying. Like there's no need to force the balance. If you want to do something, it's not just with trading, it's like with anything. If you want to go to the gym, if you work all day, you're going to make time for that gym, right? So it's really up to you how you handle it. You know, if you really like trading, you'll make time for it. If it's not important to you, then you're not going to make time for it. So, yeah, I wouldn't really worry about that too much. It's really up to you if you want to make time for it or not, because we all have the same time of the day. So
Also for that guy, the guy who's working, the higher time frame is probably going to be where you want to stay.
yeah, exactly.
Since you can't monitor charts, the daily and the 4 hour are going to be your setups only.
Yeah, like for my Forex trades, I only trade on the 4 hour. So before I used to trade on the 30 minute before, so it was kind of hard for me. But like how I trade now, if you trade on the 4 hour, they close at the same time every day. So like for example, I live on Pacific Standard Time, so the candle closes at like 6 a.m., 10 a.m., 3 p.m. after the swap, 6 p.m. and 10 p.m. at night. So if you just trade on the 4 hour, you can look at the chart at that same time every day. So you can just set, a little break time. If you're at work or before work, like at 6 a.m., you take your trades. And then if you take a little break at 10 a.m., you can take more trades. And then at night, you should be fine. So, I mean, there's ways to make time, Mitchell. Like you don't have to scalp. You don't have to trade on the short time frames. But like what David said, you can swing trade or you can intraday trade if like time is really an issue for you. But, like I said, if you really want to trade, you'll make time for it. You'll go run to that bathroom, pull out your phone, um, enter those scalps whenever you can. But it's
Hey
just,
man, I do it.
I
I still have a full-time job.
see Dave running
I,
out to the parking lot every
I
day.
run out to my car. I I trade London before work.
Mhm.
Just
Yeah, exactly.
whatever you want to make time for, you will.
I agree 100%. Yeah, no problem, Mitchell. And Milton, how's it going? Milton wants me to take a look at gold, so I'll take a look at gold right now. And just a reminder, guys, if you guys have questions, don't be shy. Just answer. You don't even have to ask anything. Just throw out the pair. Be like EU, EGU, and I can analyze it for you because I'm not trading today, so I have a lot of available time to analyze stuff for you guys if you guys want. But if we run out of questions, I'm probably gonna log off a little early today. I have to attend a convention today. The 10X conference. So I gotta attend that. I think it's starting right now, actually. Let me check my email. I might be missing the first half of it. Yeah, so they started about an hour ago. I'm gonna open the conference on my phone real quick. I mean on my damn, I missed the freaking beginning already. It's all good, guys. So yeah, I'll answer your guys' questions right now. But if we don't have anything, I'm probably gonna log off and I just gotta attend this convention right now. I was supposed to be in Miami this week, but unfortunately I gotta do it online because of freaking COVID. The 10X convention, the GrowthCon convention. Yeah, it's playing right now actually.
Oh man.
So I was supposed to be in Miami this week, but unfortunately, because of COVID, I couldn't travel, which is all
That would
good.
have been dope.
Yeah, I've been wanting to go. We'll probably go next year, David. Or
Let's do it.
yeah, let's do it whenever you can make time for it.
I can take a trip.
Dude, that'd be pretty dope, man. Trip to Miami for the GrowthCon. You've heard of it before, right?
Yeah. Well, after I started following him.
Yeah, no, it's cool. Oh yeah, I told you about him, right?
Yep.
Yeah, no, he's so if you guys are in a business, I definitely recommend Grant Cardone. Like a lot of people hate Grant Cardone. Some people love or hate him. This dude, well, you can't see him right now, but he's the one that really got me into this. Like he got me into that mindset where I turned trading into a business. Cause before I was just working a normal job, working a normal job as an attorney. And I wanted to get into business and I wanted to get into something else. And then he kind of mentored me into, turning trading into a business, like seeing trading as something serious where you can make some serious money. I mean, obviously I was making profit, but I wasn't really treating it like a business. It was more like a hobby until he kind of changed my mindset. So if you guys need like some motivation or anything like that, Grant Cardone's definitely the guy to follow. Unless you guys don't like someone screaming at you, because it's just the way he talks. Seems like he's screaming all the time. Let's see. All right. So looking at gold over here. Just going to analyze this stuff real quick. So it looks like US 30 came back down to the pivot. It's got the alert for US 30. All right, cool. All right, back to gold and turn this off. Go back to the 4-hour chart. Yeah, taking a look at that. Merciful say, if you've never been to 10x, it ain't even like that. I think it's really, it depends on you as a person, Merciful. If you're not business minded and you're not there for the right reasons, you're not going to like it, right? You're not going to enjoy it. If you're there to network, you're there to actually meet people, it's definitely worth it. Because here's the thing, if you go to the Growth Con, you have millionaires all around you, right? What you have to do there is you have to go there and actually reach out and meet these people, ask them what they do, ask them to help you with whatever you need help with, right? If you're not going there for the right reasons and you're just going there to expect, I'm going to go there and become a millionaire, it's just not gonna be for you. You have to go there with a mindset to meet people. Like that's where you go to network with people who are where you want to be. And people can knock 10x or they can knock Grant Cardone, but Grant Cardone is what created K2. Honestly, K2 wasn't really. It was just an idea. This started as a community, and the reason K2s continue to grow every single day is because of what I learned from Grant Cardone. So, I mean, you guys can knock it if you want. But if you guys don't go to these events with, the right mindset, and if you're not there for the right reasons, then you're not going to pull value out of it. But I mean, I've been to all of the growth cons. Well, I haven't been to them, but I've been to them like virtually, and I've been to his other events, and I've been mentored by him. So I definitely think it's worth it if you're business minded. If you're not business minded, it's not going to be for you. Like if you're a normal employee and you just like to work a job and do things normally, it's not going to be for you. But if you really are business minded and you're an entrepreneur, you're definitely going to pull something out of it. So yeah, did you go to it, Merciful? Because you probably went to it and didn't really go and meet people, right? Because you have to go there for a specific reason. Like when you go to these events, you have to go there with a mission. You'd be like, oh, I want to meet someone that's making 100 million a day, 100 million a year, or 1 million a month, or something like that, right? Because you go there and you meet these people, and you ask them like, well, what do you do? Or how did you get to this point? And like a lot of these times people will actually tell you, they'll actually give you the blueprint. And unless you're like making use of that knowledge, it's not going to be used to you. So yeah, pretty much back to these charts. Sorry, guys, I'm going off chart. We were just talking about this growth conference that I'm supposed to be at right now. So I'm just going to answer your guys' questions and I'm going to log off because I didn't realize the growth con, I forgot Miami's ahead of time. They're 3 hours ahead. So it's like lunch over there. And it's only 7 a.m. here. But all right. So anyways, here's gold for you guys. Basically for gold over here, I have these zones drawn up, and let me just mark everything up for you guys. So I have all these zones drawn up right here. I'm going to turn on the momentum indicator. And then right here, I drew this stuff ready before I even turned it on because I already knew what I was looking for because I know the direction of momentum. So I'm going to take this back off. And I'll just redraw this for you. So the reason why I drew this right here is because I saw the rejection and I saw the momentum swing down. So looking at this right here, I turn on the momentum indicator. We have a rejection off this structure. We have a sell signal right here. Sorry, let me just fix this. Yeah, we have a sell signal here, rejection, sell signal here, rejection from this point. And then what I was looking for here, Nilton and whoever else asked for gold, is I was waiting for price to break and close past the structure. As soon as price breaks and close past the structure, then we can identify this as a sell, right? At that point over there. So like right here, this is basically, where the rejection happens, sell signal, and we just want it to close below the structure. Another confluence that we'd use is we look at the DXY. And as you can see right here, the dollar is going up, right? And what we do is we pair this with gold because I have it right here next to gold. Basically, when the dollar is going up, gold will come down, right? Because the dollar usually moves opposite of gold. So for example, here, if the dollar increases in strength, then gold will continue to drop further. But like I was mentioning earlier, the stimulus was signed last night. So, or yesterday. So like with that said, that's why this drop happened right here, right? So like this was around the time the bill was getting signed. So as that happened, the dollar increased in strength. However, once they start printing money, for that stimulus bill, then this could swing back up. So this doesn't necessarily need to keep dropping. This can easily swing back up at this point. And that's why we're waiting for that confirmation for it to break and close past its structure. If price doesn't break and close past its structure, then we're not going to take that sell, because this is scenario number one, where price breaks and closes past the structure. Scenario number two is price can reject off this point, provide a buy signal, and then as it pushes up higher, if it closes above here, then we can take that buy, right? Because it's the same pattern. It's just the same pattern that keeps repeating itself, and it goes back and forth. So I'll show you right here what I was looking for. So here, let me see if I could find an example here of what we were looking for in that direction. So this is for a sell. I'll show you an example for a sell. So for a sell, we have a rejection from this point with the sell signal. We have the break and close past structure right here. So that's where we would enter the sell position, right? That's the same setup that we're looking for down here to take that sell. Vice versa, for a buy, you would take it in the opposite direction. For example, here for a buy, we have a rejection from this point. Actually, this is not a good example. We have a rejection from this point down here. We have a buy signal right here. We have a break and close past structure right here. And then it pushes up to this next structure over here, right? So it's the same pattern. We have the same pattern for both a buy or a sell. So like, for example, here, if price breaks below here, we take the sell. If price breaks above here, we take the buy. But we would have to wait and see how this plays out. However, right now, price is just going to consolidate. It is Friday, so it's not really going to move much. This volatility already happened from the news yesterday with regard to the stimulus. So we're probably not going to see much movement up until Sunday. So I wouldn't enter this trade just yet. I would hold off, and I would just wait for, wait for something to actually happen. Wait for it to actually come above here, or wait for it to come below here. So just keep that in mind, guys. Don't hop into these trades just yet. Wait for that confirmation, because the last thing you want to do is enter a trade and then, end up getting burnt. So let's see. CT sent me his chart. Different look, LOL. Oh, 1 hour scalp. Okay. Okay, because yeah, CT is looking on the 1 hour right here. So here's my analysis on the 4 hour. I'll go on the 1 hour right now, and I'll see what CT was looking at. It looks like he was using the scalp entry, which is pretty good too. Like that's what I was mentioning. So like for here, I would wait for it to close below, or unless if you want to scalp now and you just, just impatient with it, which is fine too. You can also scalp it like how CT looked at it. He was looking at it on the 1 hour right here. He identified a structure right here. Let me see. Yeah, he identified a structure right there. And that would be a sell scalp right here. If you guys wanted to take this sell scalp, the one that CT is looking at right now, that would be the sell scalp right there on the 1 hour. So that's the 1 hour scalp right there. I think there might be even better entry on the 30-minute. Let's go over here. And this is using a different strategy, right? So there's no entry here on the 30-minute, but we do have that entry on the 1 hour. So it looks like there is a sell bias here for gold, but like I mentioned, I wouldn't take it until it breaks and closes below there. Cool. So let me check this real quick. Yeah, definitely. So Mercedes said I did, and I actually got a job through some people I met, but it didn't work out due to my situation. And I was on time crunch. But no, I mean, yeah, you make valid points. Yeah, no, definitely, Mercedes. No, definitely. It just depends. Like if you guys go to any type of event or do any type of anything, really, if you go to anything, it's really up to you if you take value from anything that you do, right? Like if you get a gym membership, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to get fit, right? You got to actually go to the gym and put in the work. It's like going to these entrepreneur conferences. Like you're not going to go there and just become a self-made entrepreneur just by showing up to the event. You got to actually put yourself out there, meet the right people. Like how you said, with your situation risk spot, you could have found someone that could have worked around that situation, right? You just met the wrong people. That's really what it was. If you met the right people, your story would have been totally different. So just keep that in mind. Just keep an open mind, and everything else pretty much will fall into place. But all right, guys. So I think that's it for these right here. Do you guys have any other questions? Because if you guys don't have any other questions, I'm probably gonna cut this session short because I don't. I gotta attend my conference right now. That's currently active. So let me check the questions real quick. See if there's anything else here for me to answer. Let's see. Joey said I'm trading at work right now. Nice, nice. Yeah, I know a lot of people here are trading at work right now. I don't know if Billy's in here. I know Billy's like a tow truck driver. This dude, I always hear him when we go on those live sessions. Dude's like towing trucks while he's taking these trades. He's like scalping US 30 while towing some car away. You just hear him running in the street, trying to tow some trucks while he's locking in profits off these US 30 scalps. So let's go back to US 30 real quick. Yeah, guys, I mean, the market's it's not kind of whack. It's very whack. The market's kind of slow right now for the most part. US 30 is something that I probably wouldn't want to mess with because the sentiment is still pretty high. Let me see. Damn, this is crazy. The sentiment is 78%. So if you ask me personally what's going to happen with US 30, I think it's going to keep pushing up. I think it's going to keep pushing up. And once it reaches the all-time high again right here, it's just going to break through it. So, I mean, we'll see. Let me just, I'll draw a bigger zone right here. So yeah, I think if people, if price ends up pushing above here, then it'll probably continue to push higher. This is gonna be the area of liquidity. See, price is pushing past it. If price breaks past this area of liquidity, I see it pushing a little higher. And if you guys are wondering what these red lines are, these red lines are areas where I placed stop losses. So I pretty much marked up where I thought everyone's stop losses were going to be at, and it played out perfectly, right? So price broke this area here, hit people's stop loss, had a volatility move up. This is what you would call a stop loss hunt, but I identified the stop loss hunt before it happened. So like right here, I identified that if price was to break past this structure, it would push up to here. As soon as it broke this structure, well, not structure, this little stop loss hunt area, it would hit this, rejected off that stop loss, came back down, and then it just kept pushing up higher and higher. So if you guys look at this here, if you guys watch any of my sessions this week, this is pretty much what I was analyzing. And I wasn't really messing with US 30. I don't like trading US 30 when it's being manipulated like this. I like trading it when it's moving smoothly because I don't want to get caught in these little whipsaws. Like look at this big candle right here. If you were to take a buy right here, you probably would have gotten burnt if you got in too late because this dropped like almost like well over 700 pips, almost 800 pips, right? So if your stop loss is too tight, odds are you're gonna get squeezed out of these trades, and you guys don't want to get caught in this manipulation right here. See, CT said there's a scalp just hit 10-minute. For which pair, CT? I'm gonna pull it up. Let's see if I can find it. CT said there's a scalp long just hit TP. I'm trying to find that that scalp you're talking about. I'm not sure if you're talking about gold. Let me go on the 10-minute. Not on here. Let's see. Sorry, guys. Kind of lazy this morning. See, CT sent me. Oh, gotcha. Yeah. CT said, FY, I'm not trading gold today. I'm not trading gold either. It's too risky. Oh, US 30. So you had a buy right there. Oh, did you use your special little, your special zones? Your 1 and 8, the Marcus and CT strategy? I still find it funny that you guys trade on the 10-minute. I mean, on the 1 minute. I mean, on 1 8-minute, the Kobe time frame. Let's see. So we got this over here. You guys usually mark your zones here on the 1 minute. So I'll mark that up real quick. Another one right here. And then another one. I mean, these are relevant. There's no point in us drawing those. But yeah, looking at these here, this is the strategy that CT and Marcus apply sometimes. I'm not sure if this is the 1 in 8, but it works perfectly fine. Like, you know, it's crazy that they were able to figure this out, like on this random time frame. Yeah. So it looks like this trade right here, I know it's a weird time frame, guys, 8-minute, but it works, right? If it works, then why not use it? So CT and Marcus use this right here. There's a rejection off this structure, this red candle. So with that said, they would enter a long position right here for 500 pips. So this would be the entry. If you guys are brand new here, this is the strategy that we apply. Basically for this strategy, I'll just put it up over here. This is the K² snipe strategy. So first you just confirm wick rejection off K2 pivot, to confirm wick rejection off K2 SR zone, and lastly confirm wick rejection off pivot does not touch candle body. So that's pretty much it. Once you have all those set up right there, you can enter your long position right there. And you can see for the first requirement, this wick rejects off this yellow pivot. The second requirement, the wick rejects off this K2 SR zone. And lastly, you just want to make sure that the pivot doesn't touch the body. So with that said, you enter a long position right here and straight to TP. So nice work off that, CT. For catching that, if you did, I mean, you didn't mark it up, so I'm not sure if you caught it or not. But yeah, there's the entry on the 8-minute. And then if you guys wanted to trade on the 10-minute, it's the same thing. So there's an entry for both right there, 10-minute and 8-minute. So, you know, whatever strategy you guys are applying, full TP either way, whether you're on the 10-minute or whether you're on the 8-minute. So yeah, I think that's about it. So is there any other questions, guys? If you guys have any other questions, I'm here to answer. If not, then I'm probably going to log off a little early today because there's just nothing for us to trade, right? I'm not trading because it is Friday. Friday's mostly saved for us to scalp. If there are scalps, I don't see any scalps on my end. And for me to answer your questions. But if we don't have any questions and we don't have any scalps, then kind of defeats the purpose for our Friday session. So I'll hang around for a few bit and then I'll see if there's any other questions. If there's no questions, then we're probably going to log off for the day. So I know this week has been kind of rocky, guys, and it's fine. You know, that happens. You guys have to keep in mind that the market isn't always going to be popping, right? Because you guys can see that I didn't even really trade that much. And if I didn't trade that much, you know, I trade every day. So if I don't trade as much and I'm kind of calm with my trading, it's because the market just isn't moving properly, right? It's just, I've been trading long enough to identify when to trade and when not to trade. And you guys got to remember not to force trades. But even though we had a pretty slow week, you guys here in K2 still locked in a lot of profit. So I'll go down the profit list real quick. I'll go to the saved messages here. So you guys can see the date stamp right here. This is today. This is the 11th. This is the 10th, the 9th, the 8th, and the 7th, I believe, right? Yeah, so the week started right here on the 7th. So all the profits below here are profits that K2 members have made, you know, throughout this entire week. So like Mark over here, he made about 1,400 on the 7th. Trello over here made about like a couple $100 off that account. Jonathan over here made about $400 off that account. And you guys can see that people in K2 or, you know, K2 members, they're still profiting throughout the week, even though I'm not trading, because I trade very conservatively. I only take trades when I know they're going to hit. Like you can just take trades here and you can still hit. Like, look at Billy over here. There's little trap phones. He's got 2 phones here. He's got these 2 phones here. And then his update, he made about a couple $1,000 on the 8th. Larishan over here, she took some US 30 trades. And you guys can see here, there's a lot of people here that are profiting, even though I'm not taking any trades on my own, right? If you guys want to learn the strategy, you guys can, because everyone here is applying the same strategy that we just discussed off this US 30. So this win right here is the same strategy that everyone's applying. So if you guys want to learn the strategy, just go on the website, k2trades.com, and then click on K2 strategy course right here to get access to the indicators and to learn the strategy. There's another full TP about to hit right now. It's almost at full TP right there. But yeah, just going down the list here, you know, this is everyone's profits. I don't really have much profit to show for this week. I made a couple $1,000, you know, scalping all throughout the week, but it's not what we normally shoot for. We usually shoot for a way bigger week. Like Cheryl over here, she locked in about $500 on that day, and Cheryl's usually locking in a lot of profit. She is on vacation though, so just keep that in mind. She wasn't on the charts trading every single day, But, Patricia over here, she killed it. 3,000 for that day on her Hugo's Way account. Marcus over here, he's applying that strategy that I was just discussing, the 1 in an 8-minute strategy that him and CT use. So everyone here is doing pretty good. David over here killed it, 7,000. And he said this was a premature post. His total profits were actually around 9,000 because he held on to this a little longer. So as you guys can see here, people are still profiting. Even though I'm not trading as much, there's still people here trading on their own and killing it every single day. Tam over there, another profit from Jonathan, Tam again, Vanessa. It's been a great week for everyone else overall. Even though it's been a slow week for me, it's been great overall for everyone else here. Same strategy right here for Billy. He waited for it, took 2 TPs, and then he locked in about 700 off that. So just keep that in mind, guys. Even though I'm not trading, there's still trading opportunities available. It's just that I'm very careful with my trades. So I don't take trades that are too risky. And I found this week to be very risky. So I didn't really lock in too much profit. But I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. And I'm going to send you guys an update with this week's profits. So hopefully you guys have a great weekend. Be safe. And I'll be back here on Sunday for us to kick off the trading week with the weekly chart analysis. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. I have a bunch of emails to get through. So if you guys emailed me, I haven't gotten to them yet. And if you guys send me a message on Telegram, I haven't gotten to them yet either. So I'll catch you guys later. And like I said, have a great weekend, be safe, and I'll catch you guys back here on Sunday evening for our weekly chart analysis. So see you later, guys. Thanks for sitting in.